I am fed up with divorce in America. More than half of the marriages end in divorce in America. And not just the ones that end, there are a bunch of dysfunctional marriages that go on too. I got a buddy of mine, he always dates women with kids. Single women with kids, they're all over the place. They're more appreciative, they're more grateful because they've been down the road of marriage, had their divorce, or just got pregnant and are raising kids by themselves and they'd like a man to be around. What happened to marriage? What happened to sticking it out? We even have a friend who ran into them a little while ago. They're getting a divorce because the wife's bored. She's just bored. She's kind of tired of the whole marriage thing. And every time this happens, the kids get tortured. They get dragged through the mud. Then mom gets a new boyfriend, dad gets a new girlfriend. These boyfriends come in, and my sister's a children's advocate attorney. Do you know who's raping children all the time? It's boyfriends. It's boyfriends of these women with these single moms with these kids have got these boyfriends who come over and move into the house, and not only are the kids suffering from being separated from their dad, they got a new jerk in the house and he's raping the kids. You know, changing marriage is like you change your automobiles. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair to the kids. These kids, they need parents and they're not getting the love and respect that they need and the nourishment they need, and they are the reason why there's so many angry young Americans growing up, because they don't have that balance, they don't have that security at home. Everything they relied on is gone because the parents are selfish, or because the parents got into drugs, or one of the parents got into drugs, and the grandparents are raising the child. And there are other things that could happen too, mental illness, all sorts of issues that could, death in the family. But mostly, people are just choosing to opt out of marriage. So I know this one guy. Him and his wife go through this bitter divorce. If divorce is finally final, and they went through everything. Nasty drag out attorneys, money, splitting all the assets. Then the doctor calls and she has a health scare. Who does she call when she's getting ready to go to the doctor for the results? She calls her ex-husband, the father of her kids. And what does he do? He says, I'll be right over. They're hanging out together now, after torturing each other for years, and then getting divorced and separating everything. They dated other people, and they're happily back together with a new understanding, a new relationship. Why couldn't they just bypass that? Why couldn't they stay together and worked it out together? I heard someone say, getting together with your ex-wife feels like cheating on your lawyers. That's kind of weird. And they end up getting back together. And it's like so neat that they've had this, reawakening and these couples come back together. But the kids were tortured. The kids were tortured through the whole thing. Instead of getting a divorce, torturing each other, spending thousands of dollars on legal fees, destroying your children's life, and then rediscovering how much you love each other and getting back together, why not just stay together in the first place and work it out? As a cancer survivor, I have seen these couples where the wife gets really sick or the husband gets really sick and the spouse is just there, their partner's there holding their hand and loving them and helping them. But there are people, when they find out that their wife gets cancer, they leave them. So it's like they're married, marriage is great, all of a sudden they get a phone call, yeah, you've got cancer, it may be terminal. And the guy says, sorry, I'm not up for this. And he just leaves. So now she's maybe going to die, going to go through the worst times of her life, and he's out dating, having fun, because he just didn't want that. And what part of love, honor, cherish, till death do we part did that guy not understand? One of the hottest shows on television is this show about this family, the Goslings, and they've got 8 kids, or 12 kids now, and they're getting a divorce. They were cheating on each other. They split up, just all this ugly stuff. And America is consuming them. We want to watch them. I don't want to watch them. They're on all the magazine covers. It's really a gross out. I mean, it seems like we don't have a lot of respect for marriage, the sanctity of marriage. What's divorce like in other parts of the world? What's divorce like in the Muslim world? Well, what I've heard from an American perspective is that Muslim women really don't have any say, and the men tell them what to do, and the women can't get divorced, or they could even be killed if they wanted to get a divorce. So rather than making any assumptions or trusting anything I learned from American media about what a Muslim marriage is, I'd like to ask Muslims, because the few Muslims I know, the women that I know, wouldn't be bullied by their husbands. I know that for sure, because they're vocal, they're assertive, they're educated, and I can't see anybody bullying them. I would love to learn what's a Muslim marriage and divorce like? Can a woman get divorced? What about Muslim Americans? When Muslims come over here to America, or are here in America, how much of the American lifestyle infiltrates their lifestyle, and are American Muslims more likely to get a divorce than non-American Muslims?
Play on America!